Hello and welcome. It's Brooke-Sidney, your favorite mindset and manifestation coach, and you're in the right place if you'd love to make miracles manifest by reprogramming your mind. Today, we're talking about manifesting on a time crunch. I just want to share some of the things that came out of a great client session. But before we get into it, I just want to remind you that there are several ways to work with me. There's a group course and coaching program called the Manifesting Frequency. It's on sale. Would love to have you enroll. But of course, I have one-on-one coaching and email coaching, and all of the options are listed below. So today we're talking about manifesting on a time crunch, how to do it, and what are some key things to be thinking about when you are seriously trying to manifest it in usually a packed or condensed amount of time. So the first thing that I want to say is that, when we are the most successful, or when I've been successful manifesting on a time crunch, it's because one, I decided, and I know that we hate to hear that sometimes in the manifestation community, but I decided that it had to work. I'll give you my own personal example. So about 3 or 4 years, I had to move. I was renting a home at the beach, and my then landlord told me that I had 30 days to move because they were going to reno the house. And even though in the past, he had said that I would have plenty of time, when the moment came upon us, all of a sudden now it's, can you really do it in 30 days? So I had to find a new place in 30 days that was within my price range, right? What I wanted to pay. I'm self-employed, so I don't walk around with W-2s. So there are some places that actually prefer that. So I had all of this trash in my head about that. And then I have a son, and I wanted to make sure that he was in the same or a better school district, right? Because he was actually just getting ready to start, I think it was kindergarten at that time. And so I had literally 30 days. Oh, by the way, I had to get a new car too. So I felt a tremendous amount of pressure to get all of these things done within 30 days. And it was also my birthday. So I had already started to plan for that. In fact, it was almost about 4 years ago to this date. Wow, that's really crazy. So I immediately had a panic attack, and I had a friend telling me that you can do it. So that's tool number one, or tip number one, is surround yourself with people who can speak life into you. Okay. And second is then you decide it's happening. So at that point, what could I have done? Could I have gone down the rabbit hole of, I'm going to worry about finding another place? Maybe I can ask the landlord to extend my time. Maybe I could, worry about the car in a couple months, see if I can continue with what I currently have, my current situations, right? And kind of prolong it or buy myself more time and then continue to worry about it because I gave myself more time to worry about it. Or I could step into the decision and make one and then just go full steam ahead. And that's ultimately what I did. I decided, no, I am finding a place. It's going to be an amazing place. Here's an opportunity for me to now move closer to the beach. And somehow I'm going to get into the right school district, right? And then I only searched in the areas where I was wanting my son to go to school at that time. And I just remained 100% focused on it. I didn't allow myself to start thinking about plan B's and C's, which I've done in the past. And what does that create for you? Nothing. Or it creates for you a lukewarm, half-baked, we'll say that, manifestation. So instead I was like, no, I'm going full force, full throttle into finding exactly what I desired. And I didn't make room for a plan B. And then sure enough, I started finding properties that were the perfect match. And then I was starting to select between them. Oh, I think I like this one better because it has this option, or this one is a couple of blocks from the beach versus this is 5 blocks to the beach. This one is a little bit farther away, but it has this amenity. Those things started happening. Why? Because I called them in and I made myself, which I really feel is the part of deciding, is I made myself unavailable to not win. I made myself unavailable to not have the outcome. And then the last part, or I feel like maybe this is number 3, is that I didn't allow, and I kind of gave you guys a hint of that, I didn't allow people to like speak against what I was trying to do. So if you couldn't get on board and speak faith and life to what I'm trying to manifest, right, to what I need to happen in my life, then either we're not discussing this topic, because you're not going to plant doubt in my life. You're not going to plant seeds of faith. Oh my gosh, Brooke-Sidney, what happens if you don't find a place? What happens if you can't get your son in the right school? All this kind of stuff. No. Cancel, clear, delete. We're not doing that. Instead, I would just change the subject if there were people that I felt that couldn't get on board. But I also did advocate getting on board, y'all. This is what I'm trying to manifest. For those of you that are closest to me and those of you that love me, can you speak life into it? I think so often we think we're manifesting in a silo when the people around us can help you manifest. They can help you manifest by helping you claim it, helping you see it, helping you see it when you're stumbling, when you're not believing it, when you are, speaking against it. And so that's what I said. That was my rule. That was my requirement. Either you're going to get on board with what I'm trying to manifest, or we're not going to talk about it, right? That helped me tremendously, because the few people that I discussed it with, they were fully on board with it. They were my champions. They were my advocates. And everyone else, if you weren't with me, you were against me at this point, and I wasn't entertaining it. I was unavailable for the discussion with you. And then the last thing that I want to suggest, and I think this one is really, really important, and it's one I've actually beat myself up on in times past, is put yourself in the wish fulfilled. I find when I put myself into the wish fulfilled, when I put myself firmly into the end state where I have the thing, sometimes your girl, I can be a little bit, can I say like a little bit negative? Like, oh my gosh, now I'm worried about this, right? So I knew that it was happening. So I was already like, okay, now I've got to get movers. Okay, how much are those going to cost? I put myself into the wish fulfilled. I didn't sit around thinking about what if it doesn't happen. No, I'm already operating as if I have it, right? Who is a person who has the new place? A person who's thinking about moving, who's thinking about getting boxes, who is thinking about a housewarming, who's getting all the paperwork necessary for their son to get ready for school. That was the person that I became. Like, I didn't leave room for it not to manifest and for it not to happen. Like, it was going to happen. All the things, God was going to do the bridge of incidents. All of the how was going to happen. It had to. It was going to. Yeah. After the panic attack, after the very real moment of me thinking, oh my gosh, all this stuff is not going to get done, then it became prayer and conscious creation. It became, this is happening. It's all working out. And, oh, by the way, bonus, how can I make it better? That's why I was like, I'm going to be closer to the beach. I'm going to have amenities that I didn't have in my old place. I'm going to be, surrounded by this kind of people. I think we can keep ourselves stuck in the 3D by worrying about, the time crunch, instead of focusing on what we get to have next. If we can put ourselves in the end state and focus on what we get to have next and being the person who has the thing and shutting down the haters, then we can manifest more easily in a time crunch, right? And some of you might say that's being delusional. Be a little delusional. What's reality getting you? More of what's in front of you. So if you want to manifest on a time crunch, make sure you follow the steps that I've given in this very real video about my own life, my own success story. And make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, like this video, turn that bell on so you know when I'm dropping videos, and I'll see you in the next one.